Hey Generals, what is up? This is Alexbuildit, and today we're looking at a new game Wargaming just came out with, World of Tanks Generals. A card game. Here I'm showing you a look at all the different cards available in the game, minus premium cards. Each card is different, based on either a tank, infantryman, or different kinds of propaganda, or uses that people had more. It's like overall strategy, rather than playing in the individual tanks versus each other in different conflicts. Currently available to us are American, German, and Soviet forces. Today I'm going to be showing you an in-depth look at my deck of what I've started off with, the Germans. We'll be going down the German branch, and I'll probably be doing a series of videos. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. Anyway, we're going to get started in just a moment here after I finish showing you off some of the Russian cards. It's a really great game. Each of the cards is different with great artwork. And this game is available on Apple devices, and it is not currently available on Apple computers. However, it is available on PC computers on World Wide Web. Now, I played around with this deck for quite a long time, and I have an 80% win rate in it, so you might want to check out this deck list. I'm not going to explain each individual cards as for, I'll be showing that inside the game. I'm just going to show you which is which and what I bring. I bring 3 of everything. A total of 10 cards with 3 copies of each card, giving you a 1 in 10 chance you're going to get any one of these cards. I carry 2 types of squads, offensive and defensive, several types of HQ damagers, some light tanks. The whole point of this deck is to blitz your opponent, and what I mean by that is to try to win in the first 6 turns, or possibly 7 turns, by eliminating their HQ. Focus all firepower, try to overwhelm any squads they put up, and destroy their HQ. If you're still alive and playing by turn 10 or 15, chances are you're about to lose. If you start wasting off your cards, or playing really slowly, or not attacking the HQ in time, this is not geared towards that. This is geared towards focus all firepower available at the HQ in the first couple of turns. So take a look what I have down. If you don't have a Tet chart, feel free to replace with that M2 light tank. Of course, the camouflage ability won't work with an M2 light tank, but you still get the 1 resource with the 2 cost, which is really cheap and makes it quite doable, quite doable. Bison there for its blitz ability, and I'm going to show you 3 games today, all showing you exactly how to utilize this Trainingslager deck. So round 1 is actually against a subscriber. He's using a Russian deck, and I'm using my German Trainingslager deck. I go first. I take a look at my hand, and I just decide to say hi real quick, and I automatically take a look what I have available to me. A penny saved is a penny earned, and in this case, since this, I can only play that 1 card this turn, but it lets me use 1 resource, so next turn instead of having 5 resources, I'll have 6. The penny saved is a penny earned. In this case, I'll be able to play much more things than we'll be able to play if I had just wasted my resources on, say, a defensive squad. I go all offense. I now do 3 damage from my HQ instead of 2. I take a look, he ends his turn, he plays a Hetzer, MS1. Take a look what I have available. I decide to start deploying some SPGs, and my Panzer 38, which, when an SPG is on the field, gains 2 resource growth. So now I have 9 resource growth, instead of my original 6. Actually, sorry, in this case, I don't mean I actually have 10 resource growth at the moment. I decided to go full attack, and instead take out this MS1. I only take 1 damage from the MS1 from the counterattack, and I completely end him. I'm making my opponent's turn. I remember to attack my opponent's HQ. I got rid of that MS1 because it had +1 to his resource growth, meaning now he can do less with his cards in his hand, which he has quite a few left in his hand, than he could have done beforehand. He decides to put some cards down, and now he's to focus on these Panzer 38s instead of my HQ, diverting the attention like I had in my original plan. I then go through his paces. There's obviously able to take out 1 of these Panzer 38Ts, but will he be able to take out both of them is the real question. He takes out 1. I still have +2 to resource growth as long as it doesn't get eliminated. If it did get eliminated, I'd be in a little spot of trouble. He gets Electractor, and he decides not to move it. I'll wait for his move. He decides to attack my HQ, doing 2 more damage to it, but I'm not that worried about it, not really in the least. Since my Panzer 38T remained alive, I got another +2 resource growth. Starting off with 8, I deploy my defensive squad. Now I will take 2 less damage, meaning he has to completely destroy the defensive squad, unless he can do 3 or more damage to it in a turn. I deploy my other artillery, and I get my combat card. Now the reason for the combat card, you might be wondering, is for the easy 3 damage it provides. Now of course you want to make sure it doesn't get counterattacked, otherwise it'll be dead in 1 turn. In this case I damage the Hetzer, and I decide to take him out. And now I want the Panzer 38T to be able to take a blow. So instead of the T7 combat card dying, he manages to do 3 damage and remains alive. On the next move, if he remains alive, he'll be able to move forward again. I wait for my opponent to decide to make his move. Now if you look at my bottom card, I'm hoping to play that after I have no more cards left in my hand. He destroys my Panzer 38T, and I'm reduced back to 6 resource growth. It looks like it's lights up for my T7 combat card too, but not after it puts out the fight and eliminates the Electractor. Things look about even, you might think, except for I have a bit more HQ, but I also have 2 defensive squads, one defensive squad and 1 offensive squad, sorry. Now these little attack cards come in handy. There's -1 damage, there's -2 more damage, and I got rid of a card. Try to play that card I just showed you last, if possible, if there's nothing else in your hand. That way you get rid of an opponent's card and not one of yours. Like you saw right there, I just got him down to 3 HP. It is currently turn 4, I believe, and I've almost already completely eliminated him. He's making a desperate last stand assault here. Good try, man, good try, but I'm afraid it's all over. Tries to start eliminating one of my artillery. He manages to knock out my Su-18. No! But I'm honestly not that worried about it. As long as I can win, unless you play it's a defensive squad. Looks like he doesn't have one. Says GG. I put GG. Nice try. It was a good try, but not much you can do against a really good blitz deck here. I use that. Now, no matter what, it's game over. And goodbye. Easy win with the blitz deck. And remember, if you have the choice between a defensive and an offensive squad at the beginning, choose the offensive one as it has +1 resource growth, meaning next turn you'll be able to fight even more with better resource growth to choose more cards to play. He goes first this time. That's kind of a bad thing when you're a German player. You really want to have the first hand. I take a look what I have. I have a really pretty good starter deck. Now I have 2 of the little -1 damage for 0 resources, which was awesome. I recommend getting all 3 of those in that deck like I showed you earlier. You just pile those on for no resource loss. He starts off with a pretty strong opening move, -3 to myself, but I'm planning on doing much more than that. Crush the enemy for 0 resources. Crush the enemy for 0 resources. I played the Bison with the Blitz ability, which is why I have it in here, getting rid of cards instead of resources. And I can still play my artillery, a full artillery brigade here. Look at that blitz damage I have just done. In the first turn, I've reduced him by 7 HQ damage. He must be already pretty worried. I have 2 cards left, and he has like 6. That's the way this thing goes. You burn through your cards like a wildfire. He starts putting some damage on my HQ, making it 12 to 11, but I have the upper hand in this encounter. I move my Bison up, and I try to move my Su-18 to its position. That way I can deploy a light tank in its spot. I'm going to use, if you have a choice between a light tank and a card that attacks the opponent's HQ, use the one that attacks your opponent's HQ, please. And I just keep plowing on with my artillery and my main HQ, completely reducing him to rubble. I do not want to be attacking this T20. I want him to attack me. That way it's more of like a shield for my artillery, but it didn't really work. You still managed to take one out. It kind of failed. I was hoping he'd attack the Tetrarch over that. He starts regaining some HP by one of his cards he plays. Getting him back up to snuff. Oh, he did that to one of my artillery. He gained another +2 HQ HP. He's trying to knock out my artillery capabilities, but a lot of my source doesn't come from artillery, so if I get them, awesome, but it's the, it's the helper cards, like what I just played right there, that really do the most. Now, I do not want the T7 combat card to die from the retaliation, so instead I let the Tetrarch take the force of the blow, and then I send in my T7 combat card to do its 3 damage. I got rid of that card, and now my artillery weren't spotted that were close to it. Spotting works when an enemy card is directly adjacent to one of your artillery, but it does not work if they have the ability cover. Now I'm in his bridgehead, that way he can only deploy 1 card unless he destroys the T7, or it's not the T7, sorry, that's the Tetrarch. He places down an M3 Stuart, which has the cover ability, meaning I cannot attack it with my HQ or my artillery, it will do no damage. He keeps playing cards to try to desperately increase his HQ strength, but it will not last, not for long. He should knock out one of my artillery, but I'm just not too worried about it. I play around my Bison. I use deploy. No really use using blitz there. I would just lose cards when I can just use the resources. Only use blitz if you absolutely need to, or like in the starting hand. T7, I move it close. All I wanted to do, I'm going to win this turn anyway, or not going to win this turn, but I will win soon. I just used the T7 combat card to get close, and I knock out the M Stewart. It got rid of 1 plus resource growth. He has a full hand of cards, 5 cards, and I have none. That's just the way it's going to be with these German decks. I'll wait for him to do something, come on, come on. Desperately trying to increase his HQ strength, but it's not to be. He only has 3, and I have the ability to produce 4 damage at the moment. If you start focusing on all the vehicles an opponent pushes out, you're going to lose. You have to focus first and foremost against their HQ. Here he gave up. He saw there was no way he was going to win that. Another victory. Now a third one against a semi-well-known farmer, Warren Sorson. I go first. I figure out what's going on. I take a look at my hand, and it's an amazing hand. Now again, a penny saved is a penny earned. Instead of randomly playing other squads or stuff, I use my 0 resource one, and I put down my attack squad there, which lets me do 1 more damage and gains me 1 more resource growth. So next turn, I can wham him with those 3 2 damage HQ cards, which I recommend slamming him as soon as possible after you get that attack squad built up. He starts deploying some vehicles, which, in a deck like that, I don't recommend having kind of tanks like that. If it works for him, awesome. Like there I use Blitz, and now, here comes the boom. 1, 2, 3. 1 damage from the Bison, and 3 from the HQ. 10 damage, right off the bat. Just like that. Boom. Wowza. Now what's he going to do about that? He actually also got a lucky hand. Instead of offensive capabilities, though, his deck seems to be built around maintaining his HQ, keeping it in high health, and to continually stream cards at me, such as heavies, lights, mediums. I have a more support card-based deck, which I recommend using especially when you're going Germans, and he has a more vehicle type deck. Manages to do a little bit of damage to me, running me down to 14. Trying to figure out what to do. I have a wave of vehicles attacking me, but I decide I am not going to worry about them at the moment. I use this to get rid of the Elect Tractor, gaining me 2 HP. I cannot have used that card on his enemy HQ, so instead I used it on a vehicle that would completely destroy it. Might as well. And there I go, doing another 5 damage to his HQ, 3 from the attack squad and the HQ combined, and the Bison and the SU-18 did 1 each. Now he's in a bit of a tight spot here. He needs to figure out what to do, and he needs to figure it out rather quickly. He plays the same card I did earlier, giving him just 2 more HQ HP, letting him survive just a little bit longer. And there went my last SPG at the moment. All it will take is 1 card that does 2 damage to end him. 3 from my HQ, and 2 from that card will be enough to end him. And I have quite a few cards that will do 2 damage to his HQ. And even if that doesn't work, I'm able to take a hit or 2 before I go out. Autocorrect is going a little bit crazy here. I misspelled something. And I get exactly what I needed. I play it down. He loses 2 HP and a card. And that's the end. Now this game is really fun. You don't have to worry about bad teams because you are the team. You cannot blame RNG or some other factor unless it's the beginning hand that you start with. It's all up to you. It's a great game. I thoroughly recommend it. If you enjoyed this video and a little bit of how to start playing the Germans, let me know. Like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed. Alexbuildit out. Blitz on, Generals.